first poem is called On the Wall. The time is coming. You will fall. Those liquid words were etched in flame along the dusty sandstone wall. They sparked a susurrus of flame that scurried round that hollow hall. The old king sat. His throne was bone. His name was good. His blade was honed. The time is coming. You will fall. The words hung there absurdly, mocking him in jaunty blocks of light that shifted each time he lifted his eyes to that despised sight. The noblemen huddled like geese. They shrank from his magisterial frown and kept their eyes low, bowed down, down, down. The king, who unruffled held his polished sword, spoke. My pet poet, priestess, piper, friend, you can scry this secret out. Step forth. Attend. Shrugging out of the crowd she came, and she looked at those letters of flame that dripped and flowed and smouldered and glowed, and bowing to the king's good name, she said, what would you have me do? We all fall one day. Even you. His knuckles whitened, his sword grip tightened, he leaned towards the court's kept bard, and lips so strange by dancing words, his face was set and hard. This is not a message from chance or fate. This is a challenge from one who hates me. Sniff them out. She tugged on the sleeve of her grey robes and looked back at him, square and straight. I don't need to sniff to smell a rat. So, I'll tell you what you need to know. They write without writing, they speak without speaking, till you house your destruction, old king. She spread her hands, half smiled, half shrugged. We all fall one day, even you. The king's lip curled and bared his tombstone teeth. He glared. Raising a gnarled fist, he extended a finger, and the gems on his wrist blazed in the lingering glow of those words, and pointing, trembling, at the sandstone wall in his hollow hall, he proclaimed, you must know more than this, my poet, priestess, friend, advisor, mediator, servant, slave. All your freedom is that which I gave, if you have heard the strains of rebellion, echoing on the wind's cold breath. Tell me, now, put to death. She stood there, serene as a rock in the crash of the sea holding fast, and her quiet smile at the king's shock enveloped the present and past. Her grey robes billowed like clouds. The old king spat the word, speak, and she looked at the wall blue and gold where the words hung, and she wrung her tongue and spoke. That was the writing. I am the voice, and I cannot offer you favour or choice. There's not a damn thing you can do. We all fall one day, even you. His flinty eyes glinted, his sword flashed out, stopped short of her shoulder, and the poet, unafraid, stayed rooted to the sandstone floor as the king cried out, so you betray me, once loved friend? What means, what end have you in sight? What justifies this spiteful past? What victory can overwrite your loyalty to lord and master? She raised her hands skywards and said, I would never know lord nor master again. And her eyes flamed, and her face was framed by a halo of hair in the light of the words on the wall, and she said, because you know what? This is real, and here's the deal. I've bent without breaking, I've worked without taking the profit or credit, and I'll sleep without waking in the land of the dead, if that's what it takes, old king. You can kill me right now, but you'll leave behind still the work of my words, which go echoing on through the voices in print that make up the kingdom you hold. I spoke the truth of the damned and the doomed living under your rule. I lent them my text, and they sung it. And if you think that's not swung it, well, prick up your ears. Outside of the walls, you can hear it. The people are yelling. The trumpets are swelling. The walls will break down. They've been chipping away at your fortress for years. I have hidden sedition in work you've commissioned on your majesty. Really, I'm not here to spite you. But I will fight you. For as long as it takes. For as long as you sit on the throne you've made of whitened bone and hone your blade, your doom is hanging there. For a second, all was silent. Then came the king's choking laugh, harsh and shrill. This raving will not save you. Kill her, guards, and bury her with no tomb and no inscription. This doom-laden superstition will be remembered by none. And the poet, the priestess, the seer? She laughed, right back. And as she turned to walk away, the walls began to crack